What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to check out the new purple equipment in ROX Global. This equipment tier is quite new, especially for the players that are playing in the Southeast Asian region. If we rank the equipment tier in the global servers, we will be starting off with the white, which is basically the lowest tier available. Next is the blue, and then the purple, and finally, we have the highest tier, which is the gold. So for the new players in ROX who might be wondering, what's the difference between each tier? Let's start off with the white equipment. These equipments provide the lowest base stat compared to the other tiers. For example, if we compare the lowest level mace for the white tier, it will only provide a physical attack of 51 and an attack speed of 32. However, if we look at its counterpart for the blue, purple, and gold, the base stat that the white provides will be astronomically low. Although you can increase the base stats that a white equipment provides by ascending it to a higher level in their designated NPCs. For example, the level 25 white equipment can be ascended through the weapon, armors, and accessory upgrade NPCs found in Frontera. Which begs the question, is it even worth doing that? Or is it better to just use a higher tier equipment like the blue, purple, or gold? Another difference that is very noticeable when it comes to the white equipment is the refining percentages that it provides. I believe I've made the video about this a few years back for the Southeast Asian servers, detailing the main difference between the refinement stats that you can get for each equipment tier. The easiest and most straightforward way to explain this is if you have a refinement level of +8 for a white weapon, that will only be equivalent to a +4 gold weapon. This means that the stats that you get for the +8 white weapon is already attainable by just refining your gold weapon to +4. However, the best trait that you can get from a white equipment is the unique set effect that it provides. These unique set effects were already covered in my previous video, posted a few days ago, so I will no longer go for a deep dive into these set effects. You can check that video out in the ROX Global playlist in this channel. But going back to our initial topic, white equipments, specifically the armors, accessories, and talisman, gives the players a unique set effect in the game. For example, the level 25 equipment that you get from the Sewer Vault instance provides the golden spike for the armors and the golden blessing set effects for the accessories. These set effects will be different once you get the level 40 equipment from the Corsair's Cabin instance, as the armors will now have a deep sea touch and the accessories will have a deep sea recovery effects. Not only are these set effects useful in PvE, but they are also good in PvP. Players can also increase the values found in these set effects by increasing the Ascension level of these items, similar to what I've discussed earlier about increasing the base stats. And these are the basic things that you need to know and understand when it comes to the white equipment tier. For the blue equipments, these are more straightforward items compared to the other tiers, simply because a blue equipment can only be crafted by NPCs, as compared to the other tiers, which are a loot from an instance or an MVP and mini monster. To start off with the most basic blue equipment, these items can be crafted in the Frontera city. The main materials required to craft these items are a loot from different dungeons or instances in the game. For example, in order to craft the Adventurer's Mace, you need to have the Golden Bug Horn, which is a drop in the Sewer Vault instance. The other material needed is the Agility Stone, which is basically a material that can be crafted by the player or can also be bought in the Exchange Center. As mentioned earlier, the blue equipment is a tier above the white equipment when it comes to the base and refinement stats that it provides. For For example, a +4 blue weapon is already equivalent to a +6 white weapon. When it comes to the set effect of a blue equipment, it will only have a single set effect from the lowest level to the highest level of that item. What I mean by that is the set effect of a level 30 blue armor, which is called an eye for an eye, is the same set effect for a level 80 blue armor. Same goes for the accessory, which has the bravery in battle set effect. The only thing that will change are the values or percentages within the set effect. So now, the question is, how can you increase the level of a blue equipment? Well, that is also very straightforward, as each town in this game has their own blue equipment NPC. As mentioned earlier, the starting level 30 blue equipment is in Frontera. Now, in order to move up and craft the level 40 blue equipment, you have to go to Sleuth and talk to the level 40 blue equipment NPC to further increase the level of your item. The materials needed for the next progression are the items that are dropped from the level 40 instance, which is the Corsair's Cabin Dungeon, as well as an increase in the required agility stone. And of course, you have to submit your level 30 blue weapon in order to move to the next level. And that's basically it for the blue equipment tier. Now, moving on to the purple equipment tier, which is something new, especially for players like me who are from the Southeast Asian servers. These purple equipment can be obtained from dungeons and instances similar to the white equipment. Do note that these are only obtainable from the hard and nightmare modes. These purple equipment are basically just a better version of the white equipment set, from a higher base stat as well as an exclusive bonus stat that you typically get from gold equipments. For example, the Ring of Radiance, which is the counterpart of the Ancient Flower Ring that provides physical attack and attack speed, gives a physical attack percentage of 1.4% and a bonus damage to the insect race by 2%. That is quite big, especially for a new server that has been up for only a few days. However, the main difference between the purple and white equipment is that the purple equipment doesn't have any set effects. So basically, instead of having a set effect when using the 3 item sets, players will only get the exclusive stats that the purple equipment provides. When it comes to the refinement stats, I'm not really sure yet on the difference between the other equipment tiers. I will probably just create a separate video on this one, similar to what I did in the Seiya servers. Also take note that the exclusive effect provided by the purple equipment are all the same depending on their level. For example, for the level 30 purple weapons, it has the same exclusive effect across all weapon types. The only difference is the values for each type. Same goes for the accessories, as the only difference is that if it is a physical or a magical attack. Furthermore, similar to the white equipment, you can also ascend the level of a purple item through the Ascension NPCs. This will not only increase the base stats of the item, but will also increase the exclusive stats that it provides. And that's just about it when it comes to the purple equipment. And finally, for the last and the highest equipment tier, we have the gold equipments. These are the strongest equipment that you can get in the game, because not only does it provide a very high base stat, it also provides the highest refinement stats out of all the equipment tier. On top of that, they have unique exclusive stats that can really improve your character's power in the game. For example, since I am an Inquisitor or Ashura in the Southeast Asian servers, the best weapon for an LKN is the Light Uncanny Knuckles because of the exclusive effect that it provides, which resets the cooldown of a random active skill. That is really useful if you are playing an LKN, as being able to spam the resource recovery skills will surely improve your DPS. But anyway, each weapon and accessory in the global servers have their own exclusive effects, which can greatly improve your stats in the game. This is the reason why these items are also the most expensive items in the exchange center, as the only way to buy these items is by using the premium currency, which are the diamonds. In addition to that, the reason why these items are so rare is because these are only obtainable from MVP and mini monsters. And there you have it, a detailed guide on the different equipment tiers in ROX Global. How about you guys? What equipment tier do you prefer to use? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more ROX content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. GG!
You're a superhero.